Hello everyone. I just want to talk really quickly about Ascension symptoms. For those of you who've never heard of Ascension before, I'm not going to give a long explanation about this. Suffice to say, it seems to be kind of a mysterious thing where people are recording symptoms in their body and in their emotions, and it's a feeling of restlessness, that everything is different from how it was before, that you are not the same person, and you know it. You know these things, and yet you're still trying to continue with your old life, even though you know you're changing. And because of that, it causes conflict within you. I don't think this helps the symptoms of Ascension. It's probably not all symptoms of Ascension. Symptoms of Ascension are really just where your body is kind of being upgraded through you, through your choice, to be more whole, be more what you really are. You're kind of letting God in, so more of you is becoming God, more of you is becoming what people would call your higher self. I don't necessarily like higher self, because higher self sounds like better self. It's better than what you were before, but it's not better, it's just different. People are choosing this more and more and more and more because we've asked for it, and we've asked to go home. Basically, we've asked to return to what we were originally, which is the Son of God, which is the only offspring of God. Even calling it offspring sounds a bit wrong to me. We are God. We are part of God. We come here because we still have unfinished business. And unfortunately, when we get to the point in our lives where usually something bad happens, or some major accident or trauma or disease comes up, you start to question how your life has been so far. And there's many documented cases of people who've had near-death experiences, NDEs is what they call them, and have completely changed after this experience, completely become a different person. I just want to talk about that quickly. This kind of happened to me. I can't really say that it was a near-death experience, but I had a very, very difficult pregnancy and birth with my daughter, and I went into a huge depression after that. And this depression really changed me. It really transformed me, because I knew there was something else. I mean, I've always known there was something else since I was a child, but everyone around me all seemed to be getting on with their lives and enjoying their jobs or not enjoying their jobs, and just talking about stuff that I really find superficial, to be frank. And I knew there's some kind of reason for all of this, and I always really had it in me to connect with that part of me that I was when I was a child. And this part of me is like the real me, the real bit that connects with everything that is. and just sees the amazing intricacies and complexities of how everything perfectly fits together. And I remember feeling these feelings as a child. I remember this. And not until my late 30s that I started to really be so depressed about the state of the world and my world, that I was so stuck, so afraid of everything. And it was almost like becoming pregnant was such a great fear of mine, and it was almost that this was the catalyst for my ascension, for my transformation. This was the start of me realizing that I need to get back to that bit that I remember since I was a child, because it's in me. I expressed it through music and singing and writing and poetry and art and all these lovely creative things that I love to do, but I never really expressed it in me as a person, being that love, being that childlike innocence that we all have. We've just forgotten. And I started mindfulness practice. This is how it all began for me. That's really the beginning, where I really started turning my attention instead of looking at the outside world and blaming people and seeing what's wrong in the world. It's kind of like looking at a wound on your body. It's like looking at it and saying, oh, why is that there? That's so annoying. It's ruining everything. It's just an outside expression of what's going on internally, isn't it, really? How did it get there? This is what you need to think about. Let's turn our attention on the inside and focus on the things that we do that don't help us. So many things I do in my life that are not helpful to me, and this is what I decided to do. I decided to turn full circle and come back to that place that I was when I was a baby, when I was a child, when I remembered that everything was perfect and beautiful and whole and mysterious. When you don't know what anything is and you don't name it, you don't identify it, you don't relate to it or associate yourself with it, you become a channel. You become a channel for light, for source. This is what Ascension basically is. We're changing our bodies, and we're experiencing these physical symptoms in our bodies because more light is coming in, more of God is coming in, and our bodies are changing at the very cellular level, where everything resides. Everything is in there. It's not in the brain. The brain is just a computer. Everything is in the cells of your body at a molecular level, a quantum level. And this is where we're changing from. We're changing from there, and it's multi-dimensional. So this is why not only am I experiencing loads of physical symptoms, this is how it kind of starts. And unfortunately, it just has because we're unaware, and we're not aware of our bodies, and we're not aware of the present moment. We're thinking what's going to happen in the future, what's happened in the past. We're worrying about stuff, we're afraid of stuff. We're literally living according to our tape that's going round, playing round and round and round and round. This is how we're living. When Ascension happens, we've chosen to go home. We've chosen to find the place inside of us that we call home, or heaven, or fifth dimension, or it's all the same place. It's all the same place. It's home. For me, I call it home. I call it what is really me. It's not actually a place. It's the only way we can describe it, because we describe things in linear terms. So we want to put that there and that there and that over there, and we describe it like I don't know, like a matrix, like a grid, so that we know what comes before what and what comes after. This is how we think in this world. And Ascension is kind of the way that we come to realize that all these things that we've created in this world are really just reflections of the thoughts that we've had, and you know, the fears that we've had, because we've created fear. We've created everything in this world. And now we've decided that we want it to be back how it was originally.